Hi, folks. This is Don Meissner and Lynn McQuinn with the North Country Fishing Report. You know, Linda, what I wanted to talk about today is this new organization that's come up here to Massena for the very first time ever from down south. They're called
the National Professional Fishing League, but some of the folks are calling them the National Pro Fishing League. So the NPFL.
And I think what I wanted really to state here is what makes this organization different and why this is so important for our area. So let's talk a little bit about what has affected you about this organization that's so different than things that we've been through before.
I think one of the key elements that stands out is the willingness to give back to the community. In other words, they see coming to Massena as a real benefit, not just for them, but for the residents of Massena. And so they are doing a number of roundtables, this is what they're calling them, where several key anglers will be interviewed. They'll be talking at places of interest around Massena. So the public can actually get involved. They can come and listen and maybe ask questions and engage the anglers. This is the first time we've had something like this in the community, but it represents, I think, one of the new elements of professional tournaments, that the people who come here, they desire to learn more about what we have. They want to interact with us. That's a very special opportunity for everyone involved.
Yeah, I think what makes this really special too is their eagerness to do whatever they can do to help Massena prosper. Because if Massena doesn't prosper for them being here, it really isn't helping us any.
No.
And so that's a lot of the things they're doing.
Yes.
They're gonna.
There's another part of this, in addition to these roundtables that will occur Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday of the tournament week. They will also be doing filming of points of interest, and you have given them, Dawn, several places, a number of places that they might find very interesting, that will then become part of video footage that is shown on YouTube. And that is very powerful because, as we all know, YouTube is one of the new ways to get information out to the public at large.
Yes, absolutely. Well, what our desire is to let people know what is different about why they should come here, not just to go fishing, but when they're here, what is it that makes this a very special vacation area for them? The beautiful trails and the different sites that we have.
Yes, in fact, we had a chance to interact with some of the key people who are coming up as part of the advanced team for the tournament, and they were so amazed at what we have. They couldn't get over how beautiful the area was, how beautiful the river looked, the number of walking trails, and we should recognize NIPA for all of these wonderful recreational areas that we have at our disposal to use whenever we desire, at no charge, by the way. They don't charge for the use of any of these facilities.
You know, I think the reason I really wanted to do this report today is a lot of people, you know, they see all the bass boats that have come to this area, and they see all the fishermen out there in what they consider their river, and we want them to realize the purpose of all this and how it's really helping all of us as well.
Yes, because if you look at the economic impact, the money that is spent when these anglers come into the area, as well as the support staff, they have to eat, they need to have a place to stay, they need to buy groceries or gasoline or ice, whatever it is. Each of those items contain sales tax dollars that come back to the community every quarter of a fiscal year.
Well,
So that's really very powerful. I would just like to add one more thing to close out this part of your report, and that is this. We will have Barb Elliott at the Massena Intake doing a training for fizzing to help preserve our precious bass, as well as actually fizzing fish the Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday of the actual event, and we'll have 110 anglers. So this is going to be a very exciting week in Messina.
Yeah, this really is. It's all hands on deck. We rely on our volunteers to help out, and this is a huge part of what this fishing world is.
Yes.
You know, it's only made possible by the people here that volunteer to help.
That's very true.
We need people driving golf carts to transport the anglers to their boats and to their cars, and getting the live fish down to the release boats in the best shape that we can.
Yes.
And it's because of people that come out and spend their time to do this that it makes it possible for us to rave about how these wonderful tournaments are successful.
And
not only for them, for the tournament trail,
Yes.
but for us, the communities.
And this tournament trail will see exactly what everybody else has seen, that Messina really exemplifies the North Country Nice motto.
Okay, well, you sure are nice, Linda. Thank you. Until next time, folks, this is Don Meissner and Linda McQuinn with the North Country Fishing Report.